Hello and welcome to another video. Today this morning I am ballasting. I wanted to show you how to do it the most efficient way that saves as much after work as possible. Now for this ballast video I'm using Woodland Scenic's fine ballast light grey. So I'm doing a modern image layout and I want it to look like the tracks have almost been freshly laid on this section. Now what I'm doing, I'm getting a pinch ballast, sticking it only in the forefoot, which is the section between the two running rails. That's all I'm doing, as you can see there. And there's a reason for this, which I'll show you later. You can probably work it out actually from this side. I should probably explain what the little grey slips of card you can see are. They're 1mm thick grey card. I have them there to provide some super elevation on the tracks, because in real life the tracks actually tilt to even out the wear on the rails and to provide slightly more comfort for the passengers. Like you can see there, I'm putting in ballast and then scraping along. That's so that the ballast doesn't sit on top of the sleepers, so it goes between them instead. And you'll also note underneath the tracks I painted it grey, so that if there's any tiny bare sections that appear, they're not going to be as noticeable, especially if I take this to exhibitions and the layout would sometimes unfortunately suffer a knock every now and then. It may knock some pallet stuff, it won't be as visible. Now, that's that running line done as far as I'm going to go with that one. I have to do the other one, because the running lines are so close to each other. If I try and glue one, I would end up gluing both of them, so we have to do both of them on this one at once. Now I am getting a little bit of overspill, but it's actually not going to affect it because it's not layered ballast that's coming over the edge, it's just a single layer. It's not ballast sitting on ballast, so. Oops, missed. Almost there. And this method takes out a lot of the effort required to do this as well. You'll often see a lot of people saying, oh, ballasting takes so long, it's so boring. But this way is much quicker. There. Now, with the spoon, you get the spoon, gently tap. And what this does, it takes any of the ballast that's sitting on the rails or the sleepers that you've missed, it will just come off. Like that. And then my glue mix is 50% water. So yeah, 50% water, 50% PVA, just normal PVA, nothing special. But the magic ingredient I'm using is isopropyl alcohol, and you only need a few drops of this. I put in maybe 1/4 teaspoon, if that, in that whole thing. And what that does, it allows the glue to be able to run through the fine bits of the ballast rather than lifting it up. It creates a much better set for you. Now what I do with the glue, I pour it down in between the rails and then let it seep from underneath up into the glue. And what that does, it stops all of the, how do I put it, the flow watermarks that you might otherwise get in the ballast. If you look at like a beach or something, you can see in the sand where the water's flowed around it and it leaves lines. It would do the same thing with ballast as well. As you can see there, it's being seeped up nicely. Now it don't really matter how much glue you put on, as long as there's enough. You can't really put on too much unless you're really soaking it and it's going through the baseboard through all the holes. Just make sure if you have got holes, it's not dripping through completely into your electrics. My electrics are away from the holes underneath. Now I've heard some people use washing up liquid to make the glue flow a little bit better. I've tried that. It's okay. It's not as good as isopropyl alcohol though. Just hasn't had the same effect for me. I know that isopropyl alcohol is expensive, especially in these times, but I don't think there's a substitute for buying that, because the value you'll get out of it far outweighs the cost. This looks far better. There. Now once that's dry, I will repeat that. I will instead lay between the tracks and ballast in the forefoot, so it seeps through that and then into the ballast from underneath again. But that's all for part 1, and I'll show you that part in part 2. If you like this video, please subscribe. This is a new channel and I would really appreciate it as we're quite low on subscribers at the moment. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching.